Derek Jeter gets married. Serena takes number 22. Duncan hangs it up. I'm in Dallas. This is Sports Without Balls.
Holy cow!
A perfect score. 10-point game. He hacked to the 2-0, now the 2-1. Line drive! Hello again, everyone. This is
Sports Without Balls. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, Sports Without Balls fans, friends, family. You guys, we're back. We are back.
Woohoo!
In 2 weeks. This is a Skype call between myself, fan favorite, greatest co-host of all time, Trish Suhr.
I've missed you so much. Thank you for having me back.
I'm looking at Trish through the power of a computer screen. She is in Los Angeles, and I am in Dallas, Texas.
And I wish y'all could see what we look like, because normally when we roll in the studio, we both look ishy the same, because we do it around the same time of day.
Yeah.
This time, I look like I might be going to get a job at Sears. And Erin looks like she's going to be piloting a transcontinental flight. So at any moment, this show could go off the rails. I'm just saying.
First of all, I'm barely awake. It's 9 a.m. here. It's 7 a.m. in Los Angeles, and you are like up and chipper, and I can't believe you.
Girl, full face of makeup, too. I know. I couldn't bear the thought of you seeing me on Skype looking all sad.
I rolled out of bed. I have my glasses on, and I have some sort of headset that literally looks like I'm piloting an airplane.
It's so fantastic. It's like, y'all, if you...
Glasses on.
I want to give everybody at home the visual. She's got that headset on like Howard Cosell used to wear even when he didn't need to. Like, he'd wear it even when noise wasn't an issue. He had on that ridiculous giant with the big headphones, and that's what we've got right now. So Erin's a hoot this morning, and I love it.
I'm just, fans out there, I apologize again for the 2 weeks of being dark. I did say that we were going to be dark for 2 weeks, so I'm just so thrilled to be back. And I'm so thrilled you are on the other end of this phone call because I've missed you.
I missed you so much, and this is what kills me that we've not been together, is we've missed some monumental moments in sports together.
Yeah.
Most importantly in my household, the Cavs championship.
So here's how this episode will go. No idea. No, I'm kidding. I have an outline. Nobody panic out there. I'm panicking. There has been so many things. I haven't recorded since like the couple days after the Cavs won, right? So that was 2 weeks ago. No, that will be like almost 3 weeks ago now.
Yes.
I have been working insane hour days. We both have like 80 jobs.
Yes.
And so I haven't talked to you personally about sports in probably a month.
It's not okay. Yes.
And also these last couple weeks, since of this like crazy new work schedule, and also not having, I just realized I could record on this television last night.
No.
So I recorded the All-Star game because I had to work last night. So I haven't even watched the All-Star game. I just did highlights last night. So I'm excited now because now going into Olympics, I can record.
Thank God, because you're stuck there, which I care for.
They put us in like these really awesome like long stay apartments.
Yes.
I have it's nicer than the place I live in Los Angeles. Like, it's gorgeous. I was like, should I just move to Dallas? I mean, I can't because the Cowboys are right around the corner.
No.
I was at Target yesterday just buying all kinds of stuff you need for months of living, and the amount of Dallas paraphernalia, I was like, oh. But I like the city. I know. City.
And you're there at a rough time, girl.
Yeah, it's a little hot. Oh my God!
In more than just one way, honey.
Yeah, a lot of white people and some hairstyles I wouldn't approve of.
Oh, I mean, hair watching in Dallas really should be some kind of an event. Like when we have to watch national food eating competitions when, sports are slow, like the 4th of July, I would like them to do the big hair contest, because I think that's equally as asinine as eating too much food. And I think Texas women really do salute the why do when you can overdo of hair. So I'm slightly jealous. Take pictures.
Yeah, we're going to be here what looks like through Labor Day weekend. So I'm going to try to get to a Cowboy preseason game just to
you have
see
to.
the insanity.
I want to see that stadium, obviously, the interior, because to me, every time I see it, I just want to go once. Because every time I see it, I always feel like, why? The screen is so big, I just might as well watch it in my living room. It doesn't seem like, unless you're physically on the field, you have seats worth worrying about.
Yeah, I know. I just, like, a friend of mine, I work with, like, two of these awesome producer dudes, and one's gay and one's straight, so I get both fixes. But when I came on board, one of the dudes is like, "Oh my God, I'm like dying to talk sports. No one talks sports." I was like, "Oh God, well, it's your lucky day." So we plan to go to a Cowboy preseason game. But what I am even more excited about, because honestly, you know how much I can't stand the Cowboys. I am very excited to go see a Texas Rangers game. I want to go see that ballpark.
Me too. Okay, you're going to have to, like, Snapchat me. You're not on Snapchat. What am I saying?
I will get on Snapchat just to whatever that means with you.
I'll walk her through it, America. Don't worry. It'll be long tutorials, but we'll get it done.
Can't say I've ever lifted a piloting microphone to drink coffee in the middle of a podcast. I have no idea what this is even going to sound like. People, we did a test run last night. It took us like 40 minutes to figure out how to turn on Skype. So I think this is going to work, but if the audio is off, it will get better. I mean, I think. Allegedly, the audio might get better. So just bear with us. First of all, huge shout out to All Things Comedy. We're usually in the studio, so I can see it plastered all around. But they continue, to be so supportive of us. And in the words of Erin, go Cards.
Oh, Lord. Well,
I had to give him a shout out.
That's very sweet. Erin, we love you and miss you. And God knows we wish you were engineering this Skype call.
The fact that I have to, like, look at volume bars and try to figure I mean, let's just say I just did wake up, though, because technology, when I'm in charge of technology in any way, shape, or form, I feel like I slept for like 20 minutes and I was like, what if the Skype doesn't work? What if I plug it in? And, like, I was up half the night worrying about text, which is why I'm so thankful to record in All Things Comedy Studio. But I also felt like it was Christmas morning to get up and talk sports with you. So
I'm the same way.
Let's get in it. Let's do this.
Can we briefly and I'm going to glaze over this for everybody.
Yes.
The Cavs. The Cavs.
Well, that's the story I wanted to kick off.
Oh, good. Good.
We'll do NBA first, and then we'll get into all kinds of stuff, and we're going to end on a sweet feel-good moment of the week that kicks off what I think is, like, now kicking off the Olympics. I'm getting so excited about the Olympics now that I figured out my AT&T Uverse or whatever TV. Now that I know I can tape stuff, I'm going to be like ODing.
And do you love that you say tape stuff?
Oh, yes. I'm gonna say my VHS. I just figured it out.
That's the Mary and Dick Foley in you.
Yes,
and
it is. Because they say tape stuff all the time. I spent $240 in Target yesterday. Don't want to.
And probably forgot the one thing that you went for.
Yeah, something for my hair. But I did buy, of course, Yahtzee and half the sports section. I was like, do I need like 3 footballs and a yoga mat? All right. I can't even, it's so ridiculous. But one thing I bought was this like yoga package because my back hurts and I hate yoga. And I was like, I guess I could do it with like a DVD. I don't even have a DVD player. I have a Mac Air, no DVD attachment. And then I came back to this house that I'm staying at, no DVD. I'm like, okay. I don't even. Forget it.
This makes my whole day. You know, there's an I'll send you links to workout videos.
And then I thought, Trish, I honestly thought, I think people do this online. I'm literally from like 1980. Like my tech is whatever.
It's awesome. I love it.
Since I have spoken to you, your household has changed. Your marriage has changed.
Joy.
Tell us about how the Cleveland Cavaliers are champions and your Cleveland household is now different.
It's been a very big deal. I was out of town. I was working in Vegas on Game 7.
Crazy.
And which, good or bad. I felt it big to be good to not be home either. So it just so happened, which was Father's Day. And I was out of town working. and I was working with 3 women who don't like sports.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay. So had to get a lot of things done. And I was like, ladies, okay, game time. Things occurred that couldn't get me to a sports book because it's Las Vegas on a game day. It's going to be on every screen. Nay. Couldn't get anywhere near one. And finally, I just had that flip out where I was like, I have to leave you people. I'm sorry. This is a life-changing moment. And I had no service to text my husband where I was. So finally, I get on the casino floor, and I'm scanning everything, looking between the Wheel of Fortune monitors, and I didn't know did you know Dolly Parton had a slot machine? Things I need to go back and investigate. But I was like, just give me a monitor. I need to know what's happening. And as I am walking past the sports book, I see the championship hat go on LeBron, and my husband is texting, we won. And I'm like,
oh,
and I'm
God.
so excited and like elated and then sad because I missed it. And I called him, and he was like hoarse from screaming, just the horse. And it was so awesome. And clearly, we've watched it a few times because I don't know if you're aware, but you can purchase any NBA game, but especially Game 7 on iTunes. And my husband watches it every night on his little mobile device like it's a bedtime story. And it's the sweetest thing, y'all. It will be what many a Cleveland fan will tuck their baby into bed with for generations to come. It was like the other day, I was like, what are you doing? He's sitting by his computer, and he's got his headset on. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's just giggling. And I'm thinking he's watching a cat video. And I go, babe, and I wave my hands, and he pops his earbud out. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, fourth quarter, Game 7. So good. I'm like, what's happening? What is happening?
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Oh, it is. Y'all, I'm going to try to get him on Snapchat. He hates Snapchat. So if you follow me on Snapchat, it is worth the watch because how much he watches it is, I can't really put it into words, but he's like he's got it for life, and it's like his little security blanket, and he's joyful. So I get it. You know, I feel that way about many a Kentucky win over the years. Yes. But this is the cutest thing because it's been so long. So we are a very happy Cleveland household.
That's
and
awesome.
Apparently the tribe is trying to do something, trying to get in the game too. Cleveland, although
the Indians have been on fire. I picked up Chisenhall for the Peaches.
They are they not? I'm very impressed with them.
Listen, my sweet spot of Cleveland. Technically it's for the Browns, but it's just a big C on it, which I don't cheer for the Browns, but I bought it because it reminds me of Cleveland, because I met my lady there, and it's such a sweet city.
It is.
But I tell you that we had Rhea Butcher on a couple weeks ago, and she was born in Akron.
That's my husband grew up right around the corner from Akron.
Yeah, so you should have. I mean, I was like, hey, do you want to call in? And she called in, and I just sat there for 15, 20 minutes and let her scream into the mic. It was the cutest thing ever. She was like, what? And I was like, just run, go, just get it out. It was awesome.
What was really funny was the mass, everyone we knew, trying to get a newspaper of some kind of any kind that said Cleveland won from Cleveland. And it was as if, my husband was cussing his parents, listen. He's like, y'all, because they're like, they're not sports fans. It's the weirdest thing. We both are like, I don't get it. And by the way, my mom, not a sports fan. It's like, I don't know what happened there. Meanwhile, my brother and I breathe it. But they were like, well, we tried 2 grocery stores. Sorry. We're like, 2? Gabe, sorry. And they're like, huh? But his town he grew up in is just right outside of Akron, Kansas.
Okay, yeah. It
was like finding a diamond. It wasn't going to happen.
It was, I was thinking about you guys, and, it was just that whole thing. It was 7 games of me being torn. But at the very end, I was just like, they wanted it more. If
we go back to my predictions, I believe I said Cleveland in 7. I don't remember.
You said Cleveland in 7. Courtney said Golden State in 7. I said, and then I became Switzerland.
Yes, you did.
I said, I think think Golden State in 7, and then I screamed out Cavs in 7. But I honestly had no idea. And if I was betting, I would have bet on the Warriors.
I was like, when you just see in somebody's eyes, and at the end of Game 6, I said to my husband, I was like, let me tell you something. I was like, there's something in him right now, him meeting LeBron.
Yeah.
Something in him right now that and I'm going to cry. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It was so, and I hate to be like, it was so much bigger than him because people are like, bull crap. But
it was, though.
Kind of was. Yeah. I don't think we'll have those moments. And you and I have been talking about this so much with everything else going on with the NBA. I don't think, because we know clearly LeBron is not a franchise player, but I think there's so much, he shouldered so much of what he caused initially by not staying and being a franchise player, that he bore a bigger burden on himself than even the city put on him. I know that sounds very esoteric and like I've been watching a lot of Oprah, but truly, I believe he wore that more than the city put on him. I think.
How much sports have I watched in my life? Every 20 minutes. Like, I'm on a set all day and practically all night where people just keep talking about television, like, which is fine because it's a TV show, right? So it's like this show and this show. They're like, right, Erin? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I haven't watched. I'm like in an entertainment job, and I completely lost. Like, I think I watched like a couple of shows. It's not. But I live in a cave, but my TV show is sports, right? So, there's only a couple people that give a crap. So on this particular job that I'm doing, so everyone's like, "Have you seen that show?" And I was just like, "Oh." So the amount of sports I've watched is comparable to all their television. But I don't think I've seen an ending where people were sobbing, like literally just tears pour. I mean, I literally was like, of course I was crying, but I cry, when someone hits a free throw. But I just was like, oh my God. And I was so, and I'm not a Cavs fan per se, but like I was just so happy. But I don't think I've ever, you see people welling up and crying a little, but it was a sob fest.
I think people, regardless of how people feel about LeBron, people as a whole, just started. And I also think that Draymond Green's behavior with other players kind of soured. Like the cheap shots on the junk and all that kind of soured the sweet little like bubble that Golden State had, because it just looked like bad schoolyard, brats. So I think those little moments made people go, wait a minute, they're not as shiny and golden as we all thought they were. And so then all of a sudden this paradigm shift happened where people were like, you know what? Who cares if it's LeBron? That damn city needs it.
It was really it was the city and something above them. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Speaking of Draymond Green.
Yeah, how about that?
Listen, if you don't know the story, apparently he just got he's not going to the jail or anything. I mean, he just got did he get technically arrested?
Technically, but it was probably like, hey, can you come down here? And he's like, yeah, fine.
Got into an altercation after being like heckled or whatever, and he slapped him or punched him. / scroll down. I'm dying to know if he kicked him in the groin, because if he kicked the other guy in the groin, then we full on have evidence that he's got a groin problem. He's got it. I want this story to come out that he kicked that dude in the groin.
Oh, please,
or punched him, or bit him, or something. I want it to be groin related so bad.
He's such a schoolyard. Like, he seems like the kid that was like, no, kick, bite, punch, like that one. And you're like, really? You're a grown man.
Yeah, and he's so fun to watch, and I'm a huge fan of his, but. Even from watching him at Michigan State, like, I love that dude. But, those
I just felt like it tainted.
Kicks were so crazy.
Yeah, I felt like it tainted the shininess.
Totally.
Of how, like, look, we're just one team and we rise above. I was like, not really, because that's not rise above behavior, just so we're all.
It was
okay.
It was cheesy. All right, a couple more NBA stuff, and then we'll keep it moving. When we spoke yesterday on the phone, we almost couldn't even speak about this because I wanted to throw myself off the balcony, and you were driving and almost took your car and careened it off the Malibu highway.
So true.
Kevin Durant to the Warriors.
I can't.
Kevin Durant to the Warriors.
I mean,
I can't. I was so angry. I don't know where I was. I guess I was here working. I can't remember. Wherever I was, I couldn't, like, I saw the screen of my phone on the ESPN app, and it said Durant to the Warriors right after we got a report a couple days ago. Before that was like, Durant looks like he's staying. I was like, of course he should. I just had full confidence that he was going to stay.
We all did. And when it happened, my husband and I just kept walking around the house like, like somebody had stolen our identity. We both had this look on our face like,
yeah.
Well, we should have put better passwords on it. Well, like there was this odd look at each other as if we knew we were protected, yet at the same time it got taken right from under us.
Someone took my cat. Is
he microchipped? Get him back. Like we were just, it was such a weird moment because, and you and I just had this conversation yesterday. Sorry, y'all. We had a lot of sports to catch up on yesterday, and then we were like, quit talking because we need to do it on the show. I really believed he kind of was the last of the new era, if you will, of the franchise players. We know that Kobe and Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki, and Dwayne Wade, we'll have that one in a minute. That was kind of the one step back of a franchise player. This Kevin Durant was the new era's only real franchise player. And I guess we could say the same as Steph Curry, but I have a feeling we might, lose him down the road to a ring and a paycheck. So nobody's ruled out because Kevin Durant, again, represented a bigger thing. Who knows? This might be part of the NBA drama that's, I swear, turning into the WWE where he's going to leave and then come back because it's just a blow to Oklahoma.
I honestly think, now obviously, I know I'm going to get there's articles already like, don't blame Durant for blah, blah, blah. We're on the same page with this, but just, and I think Barkley had a really great video of him saying you can have a wonderful, happy, kick-ass NBA career without winning a championship. It happens to about 80% of the people that play in the NBA. And so skipping out of a team that has built everything around you.
Yes.
Right? To go to a team like the Warriors that you think it's like you're just going to plug in and win a championship. Like, I get it, right? I get it. Durant just wants to win a championship. However, it's just, it makes him, again, so unlikable. And also, another thing is, like, for me, I can only speak for myself, but Oklahoma City almost beat Golden State. Like, they came within, 5 or 6 points.
They gave that game up.
Yeah, they should have beaten Golden State, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a team with Billy Donovan, a brand new coach who solidified that team. I mean, Scott Brooks did a great job, but then they get rid of Scott Brooks the next time Billy Donovan comes in on his first season and takes you with a couple of baskets of getting to the NBA Finals. They've got Waiters, they've got Westbrook. They're committed. The city's committed. Fans are committed. The new coach, everything is like in your pocket to win and to create this team, of the future, and you just flat out bail on a 1-year deal. I was sick to my stomach because it's the NBA it just takes such a huge hit. The NBA just takes such a huge hit because then you plug in, then it becomes a super group. Then it becomes Bosh, Wade, and LeBron in Miami. Exactly. And you automatically hate Miami. Like right now, the thought of cheering for my sweet Warriors, I'm like, ugh, it's a super team. I now I really have no interest in cheering for the Warriors, except for because I really love that scrappy, just kind of developing this team over time, and now it's plug and play, and I hate it. I hate it.
It's an unfortunate
less problem with Wade going to Chicago because it's the end of his career, and it got messy, and he's from Chicago, and he won his champion. Like to me, I'm like, you want, I guess, just as a fan, and I can't speak to what it's like to be a player, obviously, but like you just want these teams to stay intact, and to play for, so the identities of these teams, so you can really create a fan base and really be like, oh, I like that team. That team has been together forever.
Well, I think you said something really great yesterday about your respect level for the Lakers.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that was such a great statement because, the Lakers are the Lakers and they are not used to losing. And when they realized, even though they were going to be basically a shit show for the next 5 to 7 years, they were aware. And like you said, they paid Kobe $80 million.
I can't even remember the number. It was so outrageous.
It was like a $50 million bonus plus his salary. It was something
like a baby arm and a cleft foot or whatever. I just made that up.
Did you see that release yesterday that they're pregnant?
Kobe's pregnant? Kobe and his wife are pregnant?
It said baby mamba. And I was like, does that mean she's having a boy? Yeah, hold on. It was on ESPN on Instagram. You're never on your Instagram.
I bet they. I know. I have a long list of things to do with social media. So I bet it was a baby conceived on his last game.
It says baby mamba. Hold on, let me pull it up. It says there's a baby mamba on the way via Kobe Bryant.
Now, is it with his wife or just some random that he shagged?
I'm sure people said that. It says, beyond blessed and excited to share that we are expecting our third baby girl.
Baby girl, another baby girl. Oh, my God. He's like, I just want a boy. Let's keep doing this. That's cute. I love babies. But, yeah, I was thinking, like, God, the Lakers just want Kobe to finish out his career as he should as a Laker, and they threw him way too much money. But they threw him the money to stay. And I thought, well, but the thing is, I don't think it came down to money with Durant. I think they would have paid him anything, quite frankly. I'm with you. I think he feels like, I think those guys get this weird ticking clock vibe where they're like, I have to have X amount of titles under my belt for what they do. And I'm with you. I think it was short-sightedness as close as they have come. And this year's been as close as it's ever. And in my opinion, they threw it away. If you go back and watch those games against Golden State, they literally handed Golden State the finals because it was OKC. They imploded. And, I guess what I don't know, obviously what we don't know, is maybe Kevin Durant was super unhappy. Maybe he hates Westbrook. Maybe he didn't get along with Billy Donovan. Maybe Waiters is a prima donna. Maybe the team dynamic he just did not like. So, of course, if you're that unhappy, you leave. I just don't feel, my gut is like, I'm going to bail because I want to win. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think they have to win multiple times so they can be in Hall of Fame. It's just the egos. I think it's all ego. And it just makes me, and now it just feels like a total imbalance of power. And now I'm like, ugh, it just, and Adam Silver obviously was not happy with it. He came out not happy. And then they're kind of reeling. I was just saying to you this morning that they have now corrected the Hack-a-Shack rule. Yes, will you explain that to me? What's going on there? I knew they had to do something because it was getting so bad. It was getting so bad, where they fouled the big man who can't shoot free throws away from the ball, so he has to shoot free throws, so he misses and they get the ball back. Yes, of course. So but what is well, the rule right now is in the last 2 minutes of a quarter, if you hack them, then I think it's they have one shot and you get the ball back. So now they're implementing that in every quarter. I think it was just the last 2 minutes of the game or something. So now it's going to be every single quarter with the last 2 minutes. If you foul a big man off of the ball intentionally, an intentional foul, you get the ball back. You get at least one foul shot, if not two foul shots. I guess it's whatever that number is. I think it's after 7 you get 2 fouls, in a normal game or whatever. You meaning the team that gets hacked gets the ball. Yeah, and then you get the ball back. So it's it's like almost like a flagrant foul where you get the ball back.
So it becomes a deterrent to starting a whole hacka process.
Yes, which it's weird that you have to do that. It's weird that this whole thing just happened in basketball, and I hate policing the game in any single way because big men should learn how to shoot a free throw. So part of me hates it, but then also part of me likes it because it was awful and slowed down the game, and it sucked. All they do would just hack and hack and hack, and it makes the game shitty. So I'm torn, but I guess I'll go with they needed to do something.
They really
didn't call me, Trish. They did not call me and consult.
I know. It's just not fair. We need to have like Mystery Science 3000 Theater.
Yeah.
We need to have that for all sports. Yeah. Like you could choose to turn us on or just watch the commentators.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we would kill it. All right, so let's just leave with Duncan, and then we'll move over to other stuff. But I have to say, my journey with Tim Duncan has come full circle. I never liked him. And then, never liked him, never a fan. And in the last, 4 or 5 years, I've become a super fan of Tim Duncan.
Oh, I love that.
Shed a lot of tears. I already posted on the Sports Without Balls Facebook page this morning the Greg Popovich interview. He came outside of the practice court and gave a little rare interview for Popovich and talked about Tim Duncan because I know Tim Duncan wouldn't, because that's Tim Duncan. And did I have tears streaming down my face? I did. And Greg Popovich made me cry. That's how sweet it was.
I have to watch it.
It's so sweet. He literally, Greg Popovich gets choked up. It's just worth a watch, because if you're not fans of the show, if you're not super familiar with Greg Popovich, the coach of the Spurs, my dream is always to have like a Popovich Bill Belichick stare off, because they both give 2 words after every single interview, and you're just like, oh, he's just like, they'll go up to Greg Popovich after like the obligatory first or second quarter, and they're like, you're down by 10. What do you think you need to do? And he's like, get it in the hoop, and he walks away. Like, he's just notoriously like, he doesn't give a shit.
And he says the most asinine yet toddler-like answers. It's what's so great about him. He explains it to like a 2-year-old every time.
Like, you pick up the ball and you put it in the hoop, and that's why we're losing. And at first it's so off-putting, and then you just like, I can't even tell you. I don't think there's been a team or a coach in sports that I am now more on board with that I was just Popovich. I was like, ugh. Duncan, there's a dead body under his porch. Like, I just was creeped out by Duncan from day one, and now I love him so much. And when they won it like 2-3 years ago, him and his kid just sobbing. He's sobbing.
I gave Erin my nerdy fast fact that since 1997, that Tim Duncan came into the NBA, they have made the playoffs every single year of his career. That's a pretty powerful.
Every single year Tim Duncan's made the playoffs?
Yes, that's for 19 years. Oh. The man has made the play. That tells you what an athlete, and I'm not saying he did it alone, but obviously just how special he and Pop's relationship was. I mean, and think about it. I mean, he's lived through the Admiral, David Robinson, president. I mean, when you think about the span of time, I mean, my gosh, I was in high school, college with Tim, an adult with Tim. I'm like, when you and I always joke he's 63 and in the NBA, but I feel like I've done my life with him.
He's just, his body of work is so impressive. The fact that he was a Spur the whole time is so probably my favorite thing. Yes. And if you remember, those Spurs teams with the Admiral were so good, but they never won.
No.
And then Tim Duncan comes on board. I think he was from I think he was at Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt? Yeah, I want to say.
Vanderbilt. And comes on the court, and then they start winning. And then Ginobili and Park. Those teams were, and some of those years I didn't cheer for those teams because they won all the time, and it got so old. But I definitely fell in love with the Spurs the first year they played the Heat, or the second year they played the Heat, and I was like, oh my God, they play so hard. They love it so much. Tim Duncan doesn't stop. Tim Duncan he's like the Bruce Springsteen of music. Because I saw Bruce, I waited my whole life to see Bruce. I finally saw Bruce at the Garden. It was a 3-hour show, and Bruce Springsteen did not leave the stage. His whole band left the stage. People in and out, fans left the Garden, get a beer, go. Bruce Springsteen did not leave the stage. And when I was watching Tim Duncan, when he wins or loses or whatever, every single play, he plays with 100%.
Yes, that's very well said. Absolutely. I mean, he's another era, coached by a coach from another era.
Yeah.
And you and I said yesterday, really, I feel like maybe Dirk Nowitzki would be our last one. I'm trying to think of anybody else that will be our franchise players that we've watched, because Dirk Nowitzki's at 18 years. And even, Mark Cuban posted a really sweet thing yesterday. He said, I'm proud of everything that you've done, and I'm just sad that you didn't give us a year to give you a full send-off as you deserve.
Yeah.
He's like, because we would have loved to have celebrated you in Dallas. And he's like, we'll do it anyway, but we would have loved to have done it on the court. And I thought that's the kind of player that, that everybody universally was like, we have to give you that kind of respect to give you your farewell tour. And what a class act. He didn't want that, clearly.
He did everything right. It was just so, he will be missed for sure. So I almost just said R.I.P. Tim Duncan. What I meant was happy retirement, Tim Duncan. Wow, that got weird real quick. Anyway, all right. So NBA put to bed until another season.
It's summer league right now, which, is a whole nother rodeo. I should have gone. My uncle said, did you want to come out for summer league? I had too much going on. I think next year you and I might need to do summer league.
We have to, but what I want to do most of all is baseball preseason, which is called spring training. Wow, I am like a good 30 seconds behind my brain. That's what I want to do. I'm dying to do that.
Okay, let's do it, because my husband goes every year, and then I'm always like, oh no.
Yeah, we need to do spring training. Also, you know what I realized? WNBA, which the season is already kicking ass. I am in Dallas, and I forgot, I just landed here a week ago, that Tulsa, the Tulsa Shock, moved out of Tulsa to Dallas, and it's the Dallas Wings, which is crazy because every menu has so much goddamn chicken wings on these menus.
They like a chicken one. It
might be like because there's 2 airports in Dallas, and maybe they meant it that way. But I bet it's. I'm going to start calling it the Dallas Chicken Wings. WNBA in my backyard, so I'm going to go see the Dallas ladies play, which I'm super excited about. And so I've got some 2-month sports goals while I'm here. And
so you've got Rangers?
We've got the Rangers, and then I've got the Dallas WNBA team, and then maybe a preseason.
Cowboys.
Also, Houston is only like 4 or 5 hours away. So, and we have a shared car. So I'm thinking I have like a Tuesday, Wednesday type of schedule off. So I'm thinking if the Houston Astros are playing, I'm just going to do like a crazy road trip.
Well, and Astros tickets, unfortunately, are reasonable. So you could probably get Dugout Club for $25 and still.
Yeah. Boy, they took a run last season, and this season, not so much.
It's the gas money will even out the dugout seats.
Actually, perfect. Houston's only 4 hours away. So
I love
that is in my wheelhouse also this summer. When am I going to be away, like 4 hours away from Houston? Unless I'm in Houston performing. But I just thought, road trip, why not?
Yeah.
So those are my summer sports plans. All right, let's do a little Peaches update. We'll do a little MLB.
Can I just tell the fans at home, this is what I get yesterday. I get an email, and I get a text, then an email from Erin that just says, Phil is back.
You guys, Phil is back and already haunting me this season. new fans of the show, a quick recap. My fantasy baseball team is at Rockford Peaches. The Peaches started out on fire. I was in first place for 9 weeks.
Insane.
And now I have been actively dropping every single week because the Peaches, here's what I want to happen. I want to, in a perfect world, I want to get a conference call with all my Peaches. I want to get a conference call with my Peaches and hit the effing ball. My pitching is so much better. I had a real pitching problem in the beginning of the season, and now no one can hit a freaking ball to save their life. It is bad. Collectively, all the Peaches are taking shits on the field.
Don't you feel like, though, it's always this weird slump during right at the All-Star? I always feel like at the All-Star break, everybody just kind of jacks it up, for lack of a better word.
Well, I'll tell you the new roster because you won't recognize half of it because I've been wheeling and dealing like a fill in the blank with some sort of pun. Vegas dealer? I don't know. All right, here's my team. Okay, so, and then we have to I'll tell you really quick about the return of Phil because I sent you that email.
Oh, great.
Okay, so I apologize in advance. My 2 Dodger pickups, I don't think we've even talked about this.
You got rid of Turner.
I got rid of Turner the week after Turner decides to start playing baseball.
I know it. As soon as you sent me that,
Turner is on fire, Trish. And of course, someone picked him up because he's on fire. So Justin Turner, so annoyed by him. Grandal, I don't know what happened, but last week he hit 6 home runs in a row.
Yes, he did.
So
yes, he did.
My eye is back on him, but he is just not having it this season. So every catcher was picked up. So I'm still sticking with Wieters from Baltimore, but it's not like he's doing great. Trumbo, so good. Rendon from the Washington Nationals. I picked up Escobar. Now, let me tell you, Yunel Escobar was a peach last season and consistently did well. I probably should have picked him up, but he also had some homophobic slurs 2 seasons ago. So he's not my favorite. He did apologize. I'm going to pretend it didn't happen because I need runs. Okay. Listen, they're all pigs. Listen, Trish, we all know they're all pigs. I picked up.
Okay. I was drinking coffee, y'all. That's a silent moment of gap of air. Okay.
I don't want to know anything about him because they're all going to disappoint me. I picked up Didi Gregorius, my shortstop for the Yankees, because he's been, all of a sudden the last couple weeks, he's been on fire. Machado, my love. He'll be a Peach forever. I picked up David Freese temporarily. They're all new. Hayward, I'm sticking with because, Trish, let me just discuss really quickly Jason Hayward. He was my first pick. Can I just tell you, he's having the worst season of all seasons. And any other player, I would have dropped him because I call him my albatross. He's the Peaches albatross. Killing me, Trish, every single day. So much so that I've been benching him, and I picked him up first round.
You want to? Maybe you should get on a conference call with him.
If I could call one person, Trish, I'd call Jason Hayward and be like, "Get your shit together." Let me just tell you this. A couple weeks ago, Hayward goes. He has a little come to Jesus moment with Joe Madden, coach of the Cubs, right? And he says, "There's all these new guys." The Cubs have been, just actively. There's been some injuries, and they've called up a whole bunch of players, right? He goes to Madden, sits Madden down, and says, if you need, because there's all these new guys, if you need to drop me in the order, because Hayward's batting second right after my sweet boy that I had all last year that I loved that I didn't, Dexter Fowler.
Fowler, yeah.
So Fowler's hitting first, Hayward's hitting second, and just crapping the bed every single game since opening day. Goes to Madden and says, listen, I know there's all these new guys. If you need experience, feel free to drop me down in the order. I'm going to put this mic away from my mouth for a second.
Real quick.
Of course you're going to drop yourself down in the order because you suck. You stink. Okay, I'm back. I feel like he disguised it with Listen, Hayward's like, I have experience. Don't worry, you can drop me down in the order. You can drop me down in the order because I can't hit a freaking ball. So now he's hitting 6th. You know why I picked him up? Because he was hitting 2nd right in front of Rizzo and Chris Bryant. So that means hits and runs. Now he's hitting 6th, which is like and you know who also got moved down to 6? Rendon. So 2 of my first 5 picks are now hitting 6th and 7th.
Oh, no.
God, I want them on the phone. I'm going
to have to make a call.
I'm the
associate general manager.
You are the associate general manager. Hosmer has been a dream. Asterisk, scroll down to MVP of last night's All-Star game. Eric Hosmer, MVP of the game last night.
Awesome.
Here's a cute story. I don't know if you guys out there I saw highlights and then I saw Hosmer speaking as he won the MVP, and Royal hasn't been MVP of the All-Star game since Bo Jackson, and I love Hosmer. He's been a killer peach. He said last night that Miguel Cabrera, world's greatest first baseman right now in the MLB, and Hosmer plays first base.
Yeah.
Let Hosmer bat for him and was like, go up, get your 3rd at bat, because he already drove in like 1 run and then hit a home run, so that could like kind of secure him MVP. And he thanked him. I welled up last night. I did have a couple glasses on. But yes, isn't that awesome?
Of course it is. It's beyond awesome. That's why we love sports. Those moments right there. So great.
Isn't that so great? And like such like the heart of what like an all-star game should be about.
And just a side note, asterisk, scroll down. Reasons I love the MLB All-Star game is it means something. It decides World Series home field advantage, and I believe all All-Star games. I don't even know why we do the NFL, but anyhow, just so the players can go to Hawaii and be a hot mess. But I feel like it should all have meaning, and I think it'd be worth something. And I think that's why I love the MLB so much more than.
Hands down, it is the best All-Star game because of stakes. I mean, the NBA is kind of fun because it's just like no one plays defense and it's 180 to 189.
But if it was
who cares?
Actual home court advantage, regardless of how you played,
it would be so much better.
It would be nuts. It'd be nuts.
Okay. Anyway, most of the pitching has remained the same with the Peaches, who I did pick up, who I think could really help. Well, I picked Chisenhall from the Indians. Now, he's really streaky, so we'll see. And he's super young. But Grichuk of Aaron's St. Louis Cardinals, he's only in his maybe 2nd or 3rd year. He got picked up pretty quickly in the draft. He's had a crappy year. They sent him down to AAA, but I always had, my radar on him. A couple injuries to a couple Cards players. He just got promoted back up to the bigs, and I thought I should just grab him just in case. And it's only been a week now because now we have this break with the All-Star game, and he hit beautifully. So I'm hoping Chisenhall and Grichuk breathe some. I'm hoping for some second half of the season magic. Yeah. Because my pitching is shored up, but my batting has been a word you don't want to use. Anemic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yee.
All right, let's talk about Phil Firesale real quick. And then tennis, maybe some tennis and Olympics. Phil, I'll make this real quick because if fans of the show know who Phil is. Phil is my arch enemy, everybody's arch enemy.
He's the Newman.
Fantasy. He's the Newman. Yes, Trish.
Newman.
Phil.
Phil in the basement.
Phil stole Noah Syndergaard from my Peaches lineup. It's too long of a story. You can go back into the episodes and find it. But Phil's like a real a-hole thorn in everybody's side. So apparently what's been happening with Phil is he didn't draft well. His pitching stinks. He's in the lower third of this season and decides to basically bail. He's in his basement, like you said last year. He's in his basement reading everything 24 hours a day. And whenever a hot young player gets called up, you just automatically, you don't even have time to get him because Phil's already taken him. he will take players that are playing well in Double-A, sit them on his bench. So whatever, he's psycho. But so he's still going to be in it because he's got all these guys that no one even knows. Like it's on the message boards. It was like his team picked up blah, blah, blah. And you're like, who the hell is that dude? And you have to Google the dude and you're like, sensation out of Puerto Rico. You're like, I don't even care. So he basically put a note to to everybody. And that was like, listen, here's players up for grabs for future picks for next year's draft. Then sent me a private message because I guess he likes some players on my team and he just thinks that, like, I don't know, like I'm dumb. I'm young to this quote unquote fantasy baseball. And I'm playing him this weekend and all next week, unfortunately. And he's like, he probably knows my batting's crap. He's like, he sent me like 4 or 5 players. He's like, if you want to, trade for picks or blah, 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 like up my butt. And I was like, oh, Phil, the return of Phil.
The return of Phil.
And then he said this weekend and next week, well, because we're playing 10 days in a row, he's like, well, I remember our epic battle from last season. I'm like, oh, doucheburger, I'm not giving you anyone. I'm not, even if it would help me, I am not.
Why does this make me so happy that you completely avoided Phil's fire sale? I love it. Sorry, y'all. I had to do that sidebar real quick.
It's just like, no, yeah, I know some players on his team can hit, but you know what? I believe in my peaches. I also am working 80 jobs, and I don't have time to research your roster and for future trade moves.
Well, it's good to be Phil in the basement, I guess.
I mean, listen, whatever gets you through the day, I guess. So I'll keep everybody posted on the peaches. What do you think about the second season of the Dodgers before we move on from baseball?
If we get a healthy Kershaw back, our bullpen is still what? So what? Erin knows. Normally, she and I both literally been working our 80 jobs. Normally, I'm at the ballpark, at least twice a week. I'm going to say these words out loud to everybody. I've been once all season, and I feel like I'm going to be put on Dodger probation, that they're going to want some kind of, ID for me to have a Dodger dog. I just don't feel like the team feels like I'm supporting them. So I have to right that ship as we come out of the All-Star break because I can't be the weak link.
You can't.
No, can't be.
And you are the glue that holds the Dodgers together, Trish. So you've got to figure out how to get to the stadium.
I've got to just make it happen. I want our Kershaw back healthy. I love our sweet Corey Seager. Thrilled that he made it to the All-Star game this year.
Very
Did a great job at the home run derby. Of course, Trumbo, you're welcome, was great. And then, of course, we all know, I mean,
he's so good.
He's like a cyborg.
He is.
He's like, he doesn't look real. He literally looks like a baseball action figure. When you look at him, you're like, I just sit there with a head tilt. Like, are you like LeBron is to basketball? That is Giancarlo. Okay.
First of all, I thought they were butchering his Spanish name, but it's basically like John Carlo.
You guys, my husband's texting me from the living room because he heard the question that Erin asked. What do we want for the second half? Okay.
Does Dave want to jump on and say something?
Yeah, he says, get starters back and stay the course.
Yes, Dave. Yes, get starters back and stay the course. And you've got my sweet Yankee, Brandon McCarthy. He's back. He looks good.
Is. I know.
I hope.
Let me text him and say he has to come in and say something real quick. I'm like, I've got to go to work. And my husband's in there. Oh, bullpen is doing well, so don't say that they're not good.
Oh, okay. So we've got Dave in the outskirts of the house chiming in about the Dodgers, which is amazing, which is bonus.
And he just said, I'm not coming in right now.
Well, I know Dave can hear me. Tell him to get on. We're going to be Skyping from your house, Dave, so get on. You have to get on at some point. I'll tell you that much.
And, babe, just to let you know, because I know you're listening, he's probably got his ear to the door with a glass. No one's going to physically see this. They would only hear your voice. So if that makes
it's all audio. It's all audio.
If you saw what Erin and I look like right now,
God,
it's not what America needs to know about.
I look like some sort of teenage lady pilot on our first day with a vision problem. So it's going to be good. Tennis, a quick NFL shout out, and then feel good moment of the week. And I realize it's been 2 weeks, and there's so many more sports, so I'm going to try to get to everything these next couple weeks. I might have to double up per week. But I didn't even talk about the French Open, and Muguruza won, and she's one of my favorite up-and-coming players. Beating Serena. Then we go into Wimbledon, and I realized that for all this dominance of Serena, she hadn't won a major since last Wimbledon, which was hard to get your head around. She gets beat by Muguruza in the French. She gets beat by Kerber in the Australian Open, which I'm going to say for years to come, if some person, if you're a sports fan and you're a lady tennis fan, and someone goes, I don't think they will, because I think women's tennis obviously is just reached another level of absolutely outstanding. But if some douchebag traps you in a small corner, first of all, run. But if they trap you in a small corner and they're like, women's tennis is blah, 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 say, okay, D-bag, watch the women's Australian final of 2016 between Angelique Kerber and Serena Williams, one of the best matches I will ever see. And so this year's Wimbledon was Kerber playing Serena round 2 Wimbledon ladies final. And I only watched the first set because I didn't realize I could record. But I got the first set in before I went to work on Saturday morning. Again, another amazing match. And Kerber had beat Venus in the semis because it was. And first of all, huge congratulations to Venus Williams for getting through the semis of Wimbledon this year. She stepped up her game, and Serena and Venus won another doubles, and Serena won number 22 and ties Steffi Graf.
And by the way, won her first 17 years ago at the U.S. Open against Steffi Graf. I am a stat nerd today.
Oh my God, Trish, that's awesome. Sorry. I didn't know that. That's so cool.
At 17 years old. So there you go.
At 17 years old. And because I've only probably done it twice in 135 episodes, I'm going to do it one more time for new listeners. And because it's one of the greatest moments in female in tennis and lady tennis was when just some random match, I couldn't even tell you, maybe it was the finals, I don't even know where it was, God knows how long ago, Steffi Graf became human in my eyes. She goes to serve, and someone screams out, Steffi, will you marry me? And Steffi Graf paused and said, how much money do you have?
No.
Yes, it happened. I saw it. It's one of the greatest moments of me watching tennis. Yes. And I was like, oh my God, Steffi Graf has a personality.
I have to, because I've always disliked her. Even when she married my Andre Agassi, because that was my childhood crush, was Andre Agassi, complete with mullet. Judge me later.
Oh, yeah.
I have always disliked her. I believe she was the reason my sweet Monica Seles got stabbed.
Oh, that was one of the most tragic, if not tragic, moments in sports.
I will never forget it. I watched it live. It was the most awful thing. I'm scarred for life. But I pulled up the picture the other day of Venus beating Steffi, and she just had that awful sour puss.
Yeah,
just German.
So unlikable.
Yeah,
but she has become so likable. I think Andre's chilled her out. She gives like great interviews. Like she's still she has come a long way. But that moment when she was like, "How much money do you have?
How much money?" I have to pull that up. We're going to put that on the page. I have to see that.
I mean, hopefully, maybe it's out there in
the. Oh, it's got to be on YouTube,
right?
We'll find it.
It was just great. By the way, we've reached almost an hour. We're wrapping it up right now, and we haven't even discussed how I bought an extra ticket, and Carol's with me in Dallas.
What?
Yeah, she's in the pool right now. She literally was like, you're on your own for this one. Skype makes me nervous. Had a 6-pack, and she's chilling out by the pool. But she'll be back. She just flew in a couple days ago.
She's getting a bucket of chicken wings and making things right.
She's been eating her way through Dallas.
I have sad. Boone's Farm and chicken wings, honey.
Yeah, she's eating chicken wings, drinking Boone's Farm, and she's by the pool. Oh my God, she's at the screen. She's at the screen door right now, screaming, "Let me in!" No, Carol, you lost your chance. She'll be back next week. Carol, rest assured, Sports Without Balls fans, Carol is in Dallas. She's in Dallas.
I wondered why she wasn't returning my calls. It's because she got to come with you and I didn't.
Okay, there's so much to talk about. We have to wrap this up. Also, a huge congratulations to Andy Murray. The pressure a Brit has playing at the Wimbledon finals. I was so happy for him. I was also super happy for Milos. I always pronounce his name wrong. Rankovic. Right? The Canadian / Eastern European. He's technically Canadian, but he's really Eastern European. I'm a big fan of his tennis, and he beat Federer. And I know Federer was the fan favorite, but I think this kid is going to be around for a long time. It was a 3-setter. I thought it was going to be a 5-setter. I just watched the highlights. I didn't see it, but Murray was well spoken after, and I can't imagine when you're playing for the Prime Minister, also with all that political nonsense, and William and Kate, and he won. So congratulations. It was a fun Wimbledon, and I'm looking forward to U.S. Open for sure.
Yeah, and I love that Jay-Z and Bey showed up for Serena's win.
That's exciting.
They needed to be there. Well, I will tell you guys, total side note, randomly, if you are bored or it rains or you're stuck on a plane, there's an A&E documentary right now. I don't know if it's a documentary special, if you will, about Compton, about what created Compton. And please watch it because, yes, it talks about, the everybody's on it from Anthony Anderson to Ice Cube. I mean, everybody's on it.
Wow.
But what's so powerful is the Williams sisters.
Oh my God,
because we all forget in the age of NWA and everything else that came up with Dr. Dre that the Williams sisters were literally playing tennis on the city courts of Compton at that time.
That's amazing. I'm writing that down right now.
Please watch it, you guys. And Matthew Williams, their daddy, explains why he moved them there. And because they did not live there. He moved them to the heart of Compton because he's like, I wanted my girls to know what it felt like to rise up. I mean, you'll bawl.
Oh, my God. I'm on it. I'm on it.
They actually have the footage of, he had his teeth, he still doesn't have them, just so you guys, doesn't have front teeth because his teeth knocked out by gang members because they were like, you aren't going to, basically the old school gangs of Compton were like the Taliban. They didn't want little girls to realize they could rise up. And he had his teeth smashed in and he was like, come near here again, I'm going to take you out. Like, these are my daughters and they're going to be something. And then it shows all these gang members that started coming every day to watch them practice, and you'd see
I'm literally getting chills.
Yeah, lined up on the fences. And if anybody's never had that moment of respect that Serena and Venus really deserve, when you watch this to realize what they came from, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna cry. It was so powerful because they really represent an American dream. I mean, genuine. So. To me, with everything going on in our country right now, to have her win 22 slam, it was that moment of, this is what it looks like to just be better.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And please watch this, y'all, if you get a second, because it is such a good, I was shocked. I was like, hey, A&E, why is this just like, it was like thrown on, I think I was on Delta.
No way. All right, good. I'm on it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. That's super cool.
Of course. Go. There you go. Sorry, everybody.
Quick shout out, and we'll do more of this as we approach the Olympics. And I'm so excited that the Olympics, Zika games are right around the corner. It's unfortunate at the conditions and people pulling out, but lady soccer, women's soccer, I'm obsessed with it. The roster just came out. No huge surprises. I'm going to post Heather O'Reilly. That I knew she's an alternate. She's not on the starting, and I knew that was going to happen. But she posted a class act, amazing letter. It's on ESPNW, and I'll post it on the Facebook page of how she's just so excited to be part of the team, and she's just a wonderful human. But the big announcement for me was that Megan Rapinoe made the team. Her ACL surgery is apparently, she's doing so much better. And if we can have Rapinoe in Brazil and be able to see her play, that would be just the most exciting thing.
Did Hope Solo say if she's going to go or not?
Because she's going.
Okay.
She's going. She has to go. She's the best goalie of all time. Okay, two sort of, we're at the feel-good moment of the week. Oh, by the way, shout out if you leave, I keep always forgetting to mention this, leave a 5-star review on iTunes and we will read it on the show. I forgot to pull it up. So we're going to not do it this week, but we will do it next week because we both have to go to work. But go to iTunes, 5-star review, read it on the show, and I will do that next week for sure. I did post this on my Facebook page last week, and we're going to do a quick shout out to this because it's sort of like a tie for feel good moment of the week. And I didn't send this to you, so I apologize, Trish. But I put it up on the Facebook page, Sports Without Balls Facebook page. Thanks to Sonoma Stompers, 2 women, Kelsey Whitmore and Stacy Piagno, are one step closer to getting a woman to the show. 2 female baseball players that helped Team USA get a gold medal at last year's Pan Am Games signed a deal with the Sonoma Stompers, an independent baseball team based in Sonoma, California. So we're going, Trish.
We're going.
That
Wine
plays in the
and
Pacific.
baseball?
Wine and baseball. Plays in the Pacific Association of Professional Baseball Clubs. They debut last week. One is 17, one is 25. The 25-year-old went 2-0, 2.87 ERA, and with a team high 15 2/3 innings in the Pan Am game. She's got a fastball and a knuckle curve and a slider.
Of course she does.
I'm so psyched. And Whitmore is going to Cal State Fullerton on a full softball scholarship. These 2 I am following. I'm writing down all their information. It's on my it's on the Sports Without Balls page. I will tweet it out, and I'm following these 2 ladies.
I love this.
Kelsey Whitmore, Stacy Piagno. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. That's part 1 of Feel Good Moment of the Week. And also, Fox has a new show that's coming out in September called Pitch, about the first, a fictionalized version about the first female baseball pitcher, and that's going to be on Fox. It's called Pitch.
A la Monet Davis style? Is that what the...
Pretty much.
Copy that.
Okay, part 2, Feel Good Moment of the Week, goes to Sydney McLaughlin, Gatorade Female High School Athlete of the Year from New Jersey. She already won that, and now she just qualified a couple of days ago for the Olympics, 400-meter hurdles. She's 16. She's the youngest to go in 40 years.
Stop it.
400-meter hurdles at track and field.
The youngest for track and field, obviously.
I think it's youngest for track and field.
Because gymnasts go at like 6 or whatever.
That's true. And if you're a Chinese gymnast, you can go at 5.5.
Yeah.
So youngest in track and field in 40 years.
That's fantastic.
And a couple of the other, there's 4 women that have slightly better scores. 2 of them did not compete well, and so they're not going to the Olympics. So there is an outside chance that she could medal at the Olympics at 16.
That's bananas.
It was pretty awesome. And it's this great video of everyone in her hometown in New Jersey at a bar screaming when she won. I'm going to post a video. I literally was like, this is so awesome. And then there's all these really cute articles of 10 things you should know about her going into the Olympics. And she kicks ass. She's so awesome. Sydney McLaughlin, Feel Good Moment of the Week. So now we all have to watch for her.
Yes,
and track and field is one of my favorites going into Olympics.
I'm sad you're not going to be home because I was going to have a go for the gold party for the opening ceremony.
Oh my God. I cannot, whatever. The good thing is, here's the good thing. I can record and I'm in uptown Dallas and there's 8,000 bars and restaurants in walking distance. I've already discovered a kick-ass sports bar, so I'm going to be watching it hopefully night and day.
Awesome.
We are back, Trish. Sports Without Balls back.
Woohoo!
Back.
Woohoo!
I'm so happy, and I'm so happy we could kick off this Skype project via Dallas and via Los Angeles with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so excited because now we can be wherever in the goodness gracious world we end up because you and I both are always on the road. So
so now this gives us more freedom to do more episodes together. And to kick off, to be dark for 2 weeks felt horrible. To be back feels great, but to be back with you and Dave in the other room giving us Dodger texts.
I can't.
I'm so happy.
He's kind of like Lilith Vera. That was Norm's wife on Cheers that you never saw, but she always would call and say the funniest stuff. That's my husband, right?
Oh my God, Dave is Vera. Vera is Dave.
Vera McCool.
Everyone out there, enjoy the sports coming up. We got the second half of baseball. We got WNBA in full swing. I'm pretty psyched to check out Skylar Diggins and the Dallas Wings.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Carol is going to come out of the pool and do some fact checking. We got the Olympics coming up right around the corner. Another NFL season. So much going on. And, of course, I will do more sports for ladies. I got a tweet about lady golf. I just could not prepare enough. But I know there's all kinds of stuff happening in that. I always get my roller derby shout-outs from Canada. I will do more of that. So we're at sportswithoutballsshow.com. That's the website. You can tweet at me, Erin Foley Comic. You can tweet at SW Balls, I think, Sports Without Balls, on Twitter.
I think it's an SWB podcast. I have to look.
It's SWB Pod. Thank you. I just spaced. SWB Pod is the Twitter. Sports Without Balls Facebook page. There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of us to let me and everyone know what more sports you want to do. Anyway, it's a little clunky. The audio will probably be a little off, but just stay with us. It's going to be a fun summer.
Yes!
Trish, where can everybody find you per usual?
You can watch me on Hollywood Today Live, so you can go check your local listings for HollywoodTodayLive.com. And if not, just go to all my social media, you guys, is at Trish Suhr, SUHR, TRISHSUHR. Go hunt me down, and then I'll tell you where I'm at, and I'm sure we'll see you soon because I'll be all around the world in I this summer.
I have found my baby. It's called the Los Angeles Dodgers. Thank you, Trish. As always, it was awesome seeing you and talking sports with you.
I got you, babe. I miss you.
I miss you too. Sports Without Balls fans, have the best week of your life.